Um, okay. I'm just trying to figure out where to really begin. I know that I had talked to you all a few episodes back about my trigeminal neuralgia or my TN pain. Just not feeling like there was any relief, and my concerns about my MVD surgery not working. I've been in a TN flare for the past 36 days, and I've just been trying to find answers. I've been on additional medicine, telehealth visits because of COVID, just intense pain, just trying to get some answers, and I really want to kind of separate this into two different things. One, just to kind of bring more awareness and everything that I've learned about people that have TN, but that also have MS, which is a really rare combination. And then also to talk to you guys today about advocating for yourself, which I've talked about a lot. Okay. My anger and hurt that I feel when it comes to my care team and when it comes to other warriors that I've talked to and the struggles that I see them go through every day. I was talking to my friend Maggie about how she's been sick for months and no one would hear her, no one would listen to her. It's caused her to be in more pain. She hasn't been able to get medicine for other ailments that she has because they didn't listen to her in the first place. I've mentioned my story to you all when we first started talking about trigeminal neuralgia and how my doctor misprescribed a very large dose of a nerve suppressant, where if I had not questioned it and asked my pharmacist, I would not be here today. I would have had an accidental overdose. To now, sitting here 4 months later in this immense pain, a pain that has been above a level 8 for over a month, with really just no regard or no sense of urgency from my doctors. I continued to push, I continued to fight. I was finally referred to a pain specialist who wanted me to try a drug called misoprostol and to look into Botox to kind of freeze what's happening here with these nerves. And I do know several people with TN that do use Botox as a treatment or as a plan of therapy. So I was feeling like, okay, maybe this is what I need to do. The specialist said that he was going to send his recommendation to my neurologist, wait for her feedback, and then we could get started. My neurologist did not give any feedback. She simply said, I heard you saw the pain specialist and are going to try a new therapy. Hope it helps. And that email really just didn't sit well with me for some reason. Just in my spirit, it just didn't feel right. So I thought long and hard about it. I prayed about it. As you all know, I was diagnosed in Boston. So I have a neurologist at Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston, Massachusetts. I normally see him once a year in August on my way to Martha's Vineyard for my family vacation. But because of the pandemic, we were not going to continue with that visit, just because obviously traveling during this time, being immunocompromised, just the list of reasons is long. But I reached out to him. I had been telling him about my pain and he was kind of weighing in, but really kind of staying in his lane and letting my lead neurologist, make the decisions or kind of call the shots. And we talked, and he said, if you feel up for it, I really think you should come in. I'd like to do an MRI, here. I want to have our techs look at the reports. And, if you're up to it, I think you should come. A lot of back and forth, again, a lot of prayers. And I decided to come out to Boston. And I'm so grateful that I did. My doctor here took a look at what the pain specialist had recommended and said that for, my TN, my MS, this was not the right course of action. And that he was appalled at how long I had been suffering with no assertiveness on my care team's part to try to figure this out for me. He spoke with a team of trigeminal neurologist specialists about pain options for me, pain therapy options, and I had never even heard of this, but there's these things called compounding pharmacies that kind of will create a medicine or medication for you, starting with a topical cream that basically has gabapentin in it, ketamine, amitriptyline, as well as something else I can't pronounce, but I will have it on the slide. It's just too difficult. That should hopefully give me some relief to at least bring my pain down to around a 5 or a 6. He then recommended an IV of Dilantin, and then also a trigeminal nerve block injection. We'll start with an oral of the Dilantin first before moving to an IV. But this trigeminal nerve block injection would be something that I would get here in Boston. He feels like Botox, the amount of units that I would need just really wouldn't be safe and really would just be kind of a short-term kind of Band-Aid or fix. So he said that he was going to call the pain specialist that I met with and speak with him to let him know what he was recommending. He already called the pharmacy and got that in place. It'll take a few days for them to actually make it, but he just really kind of stepped in and handled, everything that you would hope and want your doctor to do. Dr. Zawarski really, has just been an angel for me because, since January of this year, I have just felt like my doctors and my nurses didn't care. I've sent them messages begging them to call me back because I'm in so much pain, begging them to try to help me find an answer for what's going on with me. And you just really start to feel kind of worthless. You kind of feel like that you just don't matter. To be in the pain that we're all in and to not be believed, to not be taken seriously, to not be dealt with any kind of sense of urgency, just adds to the debilitation that we're already going through. And if it wasn't for this network of warriors and spoonies that I can vent to or talk to or ask questions with, I don't know if I could get through this. And so, to get on a plane in the middle of a pandemic, to fly across the country from LA to Boston, there was, I think, a lot of questions on people's minds about, was it necessary for me to be doing this? Was it dramatic? Was it really needed? Could it just been telehealth? And I am so glad that I was fierce and spoke up and said that this is what I was doing and made this a plan and put it into action. We have to always fight for ourselves, and we have to trust our gut, especially as Black women. We all know that the perception of society is that Black women don't feel pain, which is beyond comprehensible to me. But we are thrown away every day, whether it's Black maternal health, whether it's immunocompromised Black women. We are constantly viewed as less than. And so we just have to speak up, be louder, be clearer, be stronger. We're in the fight of our lives, and as exhausting as it is, as tired as I am, I'm not going to ever stop fighting. And I'm so grateful and hopeful for Dr. Zawarski, because I'm really tired and I felt like I was losing hope. And I'm just feeling very positive and very optimistic about what's going to be happening over the course of the next few weeks. So I am going to be here in Boston or in Massachusetts for a little while, and I have such an amazing support group. One of my best girlfriends, Kelly, is here. Her parents are here. I have so many people to take care of me. My mom has flown up. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be well, and I'm going to be in less pain. And so I just want you to kind of take from this to just keep fighting for yourself, believe in your gut. You know what's wrong. You know if something's wrong with you. You know if something doesn't feel right. So just never stop fighting. Stay safe, guys.